It's your turn, isn't it?
It
is your turn. You can spin the wheel.
Women's reviews!
Women's reviews! All right.
Cool. I wanted to talk about this one.
Okay. Well, so, as many people know, we've kind of done women's reviews in the past. It would be like 4 boards, 3 boards here and there. Whenever I could find someone I could trust that was competent enough to write the review. And I've had women reach out to me in the past, and they want to do it. And we want to do it, and we've had people be like, just review it. I mean, the Good Ride does it, and they don't even ride it. And I'm like,
I'm the size 8.
Kevin could literally ride a women's board.
I mean, I could.
He could, but we want to do women's reviews, but I want to do it right. And I understand what it's like to build the following and to get there and to do it. And I want to get to the point where I can pay the person that's doing it because I know how much time it's going to take.
Right.
And I know how much effort it's going to take. And I don't want to do just written. I want to do written and filmed. And ideally, I would love someone to be local to Colorado area where they could come by, pick up the boards, we could film everything, drop the boards off, build trust, do everything, and I want to get to that level. But at the same time, it's like, would you want to see my ass talking about the board even if I didn't ride it, or would you like to see Kevin riding them?
Yeah, do you really want to see me ride women's stuff?
I mean, I know we've got like 1% female market share.
Yeah, that's also partly because we don't have any female content.
I know we don't. We
gotta get female content before the females
watch.
But still, you know that there's women out there putting into their Google bar K2 Bright Light review.
Yes,
and we don't pop up because we don't have a chick to review stuff. And
no.
I mean, it's kind of a testament to kind of how difficult it is and kind of how seriously we take it. Like we've had. Like, how many different people have you had reviewing gear for you?
You, me, Zara, Courtney,
Gary.
and Ted. And Gary did split boards. But he did like 4 things. That was it.
So, that's it in 10 years. So, we're pretty picky about who we use for this kind of content because it's really important to us. It's been the primary driver for Angrysnowboarder since day one, is the reviews. So,
yeah,
we take it really seriously. And that's part of the reason we're still around and every other review site's dead or is new. But
yeah, I mean that's the thing. But it's a demographic that I feel is horribly underrepresented.
Yeah,
and I feel like if you're going to do it, I think what's out there is very much market regurgitation. This is the best. And I've seen women come out and be like, I'm going to do women's reviews. And this one chick ran a GoFundMe to get funding so she could go snowboarding to do the reviews, and I was like, so you're already asking people to fund you when you have nothing to prove, and then she was putting them online in a PDF file, so you'd have to download it. What? And it was the weirdest, most convoluted thing. But I mean, if you're gonna do it, you got to go balls to the wall, and you got to understand that it's going to take time. This isn't something that's going to be done overnight. It's that whole marathon aspect.
Yeah.
And I want to do it. This woman, Joanna Hunt, emailed me months ago, and I never responded to her saying she wanted to do it because I was just sort of like, originally she had asked why we didn't have any, and I was like, well, or where they were, and I was like, well, we don't have any, and then she volunteered herself, and I never responded. I kind of regret that. I kind of feel like maybe I'll reach out to her and just be like, where are you based? What are you looking to do?
Yeah.
But we don't know where we can find there's people that I wanted, but they just said they won't do it. They don't feel comfortable. They have full-time jobs. It's something that it's a full-time job. It really is to do it. And you're giving up your day to ride a board. You don't know if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, and part of what was good for me with all this whole thing is that's one of the things that I love about snowboarding is riding a bunch of different shit.
Right.
So for me, that kind of works out. For you, you would rather ride the same thing every day, but
I'm getting to that point. I mean, there's just there's a
part lady out there that is either willing to put in that kind of work and understand that she's going to get to ride her own gear, maybe in November and maybe in April.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it. And after that, it's going to be you're riding. I mean, and there are some perks to it. Like I hardly ever ride inline. Other than, now I've gotten to a point where I collect stuff and I've got weird shapes that I continue to ride because
you're riding.
But other than that, for the longest time before I started doing weird shapes, I was not riding inline. I was riding next year's stuff.
Yeah.
And there's there's some cool stuff to it. So if you're interested in that and you're actually competent and literate and comfortable on camera, then we're interested in doing this. Because I'm definitely of the opinion that I think there's way too much shrink and paint snowboards out there.
Yeah.
I think there's way too much of it. There's too many women's lines that just mirror the men's line. And, I'm not a chick, so maybe that's totally fine, but maybe there's an entire section of women's snowboarding that's not being explored because there's no one to push it. There's no one out there to say, this sucks, or this that is actually designed for women is that much better. There's no one out there to say it.
Right.
So we kind of need that.
Yes, and I would love to give someone the platform to facilitate that, and to drive that, and to become that face of women's snowboard reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to work with the person and take that risk, but it's got to be the right person that wants to do it, that knows.
Everything's got to line up.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking for a fucking unicorn.
Yeah,
that's the hard thing, and it's like, and I've had people that try to do it, but I mean, no offense, but I literally I want someone that's not at one end of the spectrum that's like either rail thin or really curvy and heavier. I need someone that's like that moderate, right in the middle, kind of like they can understand so that they can ride a wide range. Because I've had people that are like, well, I only ride 154. So it's like, cool. Well, there's like 6 women's boards that are 154. So good for you.
Yeah, you can't be super tiny or super big.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The other side is like almost every girl I talk to is like, well, it has to be a 138. And I'm like, you should be riding like a 147.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. That's one huge thing that I would love to find a chick that understands that women ride boards that are too small.
Yeah.
All chicks that I know are riding boards that are too small.
Yeah, and I want someone that comes from a shop background too, that has worked the sales floor and knows what the defeat of having someone not listen to you, even though you know more than them, is, and to understand what it's like to close a sale with someone and have that it change their lives because you got them on the right gear and they're going to go out and ride. And
they came back and said, "This is the best snowboard I've ever had. Thank you so much."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where I'm at with everything on this. So I would really like that. So if there are any women watching this, which it's usually my mom and maybe one other female, please contact me. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
So